Hello, welcome to the big ol' review video where I'm just going to go down the queue and any level that has a clear rate above 2%, I'll play through it and give it a review. I'm doing it this way because I want to give high quality reviews and I intend to do so in this video, but because the queue is so full right now, it was over 40 earlier, although right now it's at 37. I want to focus more on getting a high quantity of reviews out than fixating specifically on doing the levels in the order they were submitted. And as a result, I will unfortunately be skipping over the more difficult levels in the queue. Normally, if there were much fewer levels in the queue, like, 8 to 10, I would be fine spending 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, grinding through a very challenging level so that I can give a good review. But if I were to do that, then maybe one person would get a good review, but in that time I could have instead reviewed 3 shorter, easier levels, meaning that because this is kind of an extreme situation, I want to do what's best for the highest number of people instead of following the rules as strictly as I normally would. So with that said, the first level in the queue at the moment is called Save the Shroom. I am actually suspecting this is going to be a super expert level, so we might actually just be skipping this one right off the bat. NMG. Yeah. Although I think this is made by a different person who made other Save the Shroom levels, because let me double check, because I've definitely played levels, or a level called Save the Shroom that was extremely challenging. Oh, okay, so it is the same guy. Yeah, this one I was not able to beat it. I was able to beat this one though. But they took me about 2 hours of grinding on both of these, and because of that I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm really sorry about that. Alright, next one, Chaos Nightmare Fuel. I have actually looked at that one and it's too hard, so I'm skipping that one. Alright, next up is Lemmy Arena LNX. Yeah, I type Q numbers in weird. 09T OBG. Alright. You have to fight Lemmy, king of the ice world. Try to find the 3 pieces. Alright. I like the description. The thumbnail and title. The thumbnail looks fine, honestly. The title is a little uncreative, but that's not a big deal. Actually, hold on. I'm going to get the timestamps for these so that I can easily go back. So, pardon this brief pause in the video while I open up a document that I can log all of the timestamps in. Okay, so apologies for that. So this first level here, let me see here, 408. So this first level here is called Lemmy Arena by McShark. You have to fight Lemmy, king of the ice world. Try to find the 3 pieces. I like the description. The title is a little uninspired, but that's not too big of a deal. And the thumbnail, it looks fine, although I think that it does have a lot of empty space, so a semi-solid could help there. But again, that's not like that big of a deal. Most people aren't going to see the thumbnail. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Oh, I forgot to check the clear rate. Well, if it's too hard, I'll skip it anyway. I don't really think this is going to be like an overwhelmingly difficult level though. Secret path up top? Maybe there's hidden blocks. Or maybe if I jump off... No, there's no way. Oh. Whoops. Oh, that sound effect's pretty funny though. And see, that's the reason that I'm trying to play levels that only have a high clear rate, because I do stuff like that. Okay. Oh, I did not see that one coming. Kind of my own fault for jumping back. That's a bit of an unusual thing to do, but it still is generally nice to have that kind of stuff on screen so that it doesn't catch anyone off guard. That mole was kind of my fault, and also just weird hitboxes. I've also not played this game for like 2 weeks. Okay. I'm liking the aesthetic so far. The use of the ice blocks is pretty nice. I'm also like, how on earth do you get up there? There must be a hidden block or something. Or maybe there's a precise jump you can make, or a hidden pipe. That was a risk. Alright, I bet you can go in here. No. There's a blue pipe down there. I wonder how you get to that. If I'm not able to find like this level's secrets, I'll probably take a look at it in the viewer program, because clearly there's a lot of secrets, but I've not got a clue how to access any of them. Okay, I got up there. Wait. Oh. Oh, okay. I think a coin trail that starts a bit higher would be useful, because, or making the wall closer, because you can't see the wall, meaning that I kind of just jumped. Yeah, I kind of just jumped without actually knowing that there was going to be a wall there. So even though it was, I will admit that it was risky to do such a thing, you gotta understand that people are gonna do it. Anyway, I was able to find at least one secret, so that's nice. I wonder if other secrets also require you to like spin jump on a snowball. Oh, alright, here's the... Whoa. Okay, dropping right onto conveyor belt, and the end of it nonetheless. It's pretty tricky. Oh, the boss music stopped. I wonder why there's not boss music on Lemmy himself. Well, that's too bad. Also, so it looks like I need to bounce off Lemmy and then sort of bounce back using those springboards. That's pretty creative. And I guess he'll also, when Lemmy's in his shell, flip the direction of the conveyor belts. The sound effects are funny, but they are also a little obnoxious. They don't personally bother me, but I could definitely see how some people could be annoyed by them. What? Why is there a spike there? That seems a little bit unnecessarily punishing. Like, it's making me not want to use the springboards like how you intend them to be used. Because I can just do that. Yeah, like, I really like the springboard mechanic, but if it's easier to just bounce back than it would be to use those, then I'm just going to bounce back. There we go. Alright, cool. End of the level. Oh, got the one up. Cool. Alrighty, so as for the level itself, the platforming was not bad, but I felt that a lot of the jumps just seemed a little tighter than they needed to be. Like a lot of jumps, sort of, you barely make them, or you're in a very tight space. And the level was also pretty short, so I'm not even entirely sure what the level's gimmick was. There were definitely snowballs being used, but for the most part, a lot of the stuff in the level felt kind of random and disconnected aside from being sort of snow related. I think that the level would have benefited from being a bit longer and having more focus on a specific mechanic. Like at the start, the snowball could push you into the pit. And I think that's a pretty interesting mechanic that definitely has room for expansion. Like you go down a tunnel and maybe you have to jump up and grab a vine as a snowball rolls by so you don't get pushed into a pit or something. Whatever the case is, there's definitely room for interesting challenges to be built there that wasn't really capitalized upon. And then as for the boss fight, the boss arena was really cool. The conveyor belts, especially like how Lemmy could switch them back and forth, was a neat idea. I also liked having the springboards to bounce back on, although it's without a doubt much easier to just bounce on Lemmy's head and then jump back without using the springboards, partially because there's a spike right below them that makes it a bit punishing to even attempt to do that. As for the boss's difficulty, I thought it was pretty good. The balls are already a little janky, which makes them hard to deal with, but it's not too bad. I feel like all of my deaths, except for the one where I hit the spike, were totally my own fault, and I wouldn't fault you for those. As for the level's visuals, I thought the main world looked pretty nice. I liked the usage of ice blocks combined with ground blocks to make a sort of pretty custom theme. And they also had the functional purpose of making the platforming a little bit more challenging. The boss arena could have definitely benefited from more decoration because had a lot of empty space that made it feel a bit barren. It also would have helped if the boss music played for the whole time you spend in the arena, which if you just put a boss sound effect coming out of a pipe or like placed out in the open, once you get far enough away from it, the boss music will stop playing. So you can either put the boss music within Lemmy himself to make it play until you kill Lemmy, or you can just place a ton of boss music sound effects throughout the entire arena so that, whenever you beat him and go through that door, the music doesn't start playing again whenever Lemmy respawns. Whatever the case is, the level's pretty nifty, but doesn't have a very solid foundation. So, yeah. On to the next one. So the next level in the queue is... Oh, I wonder... Yeah, that level was kind of right on the edge of the clear rate. So the next level in the queue is Quartz level. Yeah, we'll see whether or not this one gets reviewed. It doesn't even have a title, it's just the description. O3G. Ah, come on. Yeah, that's too low. I'm gonna have to skip, I'm sorry. Alright, next is 1-3 Vine Tower. Oh, it's a popular level, okay. Alright, so that's a pretty high clear rate. Yeah, let's see. Timestamp. Alright, let me set up my document real quick. Okay. So this is 1-3 Vine Tower, World 1, Jungle Woods, Tower Vine Tower. Alright, interesting description. It doesn't give the level too much personality. The thumbnail looks pretty neat, but it's not properly centered, because there's a bunch of empty space to the left and there's none to the right. I do think the title's pretty good though. There's not a whole lot really to say about this one. So let's just get right into it. I mean, yeah, there's definitely more that could have been done to leave a better first impression, but, you know, I still feel pretty good going into it. Ooh, this is interesting. You don't often see burners used in the jungle theme. This is a nice little secret as well. I wonder if there's anything to the left here. No, there's a gap there for some reason. Oh, we're in day jungle, kinda. Although I guess we're inside the tower now. It's hidden block? Yeah. Neat. Cool. I wonder if you could have gotten that with a precise jump off the Koopa. Wow. Alright, so it looks like this level's main gimmick is the blocks that have vines coming out of them. Although it's not really needed in a lot of places because you can just wall jump. Alright. Whoa. Alright, that's questionable. Even if I knew he was there, that would be pretty difficult to deal with him. I like how you left a gap in the bridge right here. That's really cool attention to detail. These 50 coins, it's a bit random. There's no challenge to get them, so it's not really that interesting of a secret, or even a secret at all, really. Oh, I forgot to check the very top. Oh, and now we're fighting Iggy. He does interact with the seesaws in a pretty interesting way. Like, going back and forth between them. This dude. Oh wait, I can just camp a vine, and what's he gonna do about it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. Oh. Unfortunate vine placement. Alright. Yeah, pretty cool level. It's got a nice gimmick. You don't really often see people making levels based around hitting blocks to grow vines out of them. I think there was definitely some missed potential with this one though, because for the most part the gameplay consisted of just you hit a vine block and then you climb it. With some exception, the Koopas don't pose that big of a threat. I'd imagine that less experienced players would like this level a lot because it's very straightforward and easy to understand. But at the same time, there wasn't a whole lot of development of the gimmick. That one Koopa is like the one that was placed on top of the vine is arguably a good way to make it harder, but there's no way to know it was there before getting hit by it. I think maybe some easy ways this could have been further developed is by having sections where you have to, say, jump between two vines that you grew, or having the question block be on a track. So you hit it, you grow the vine, and then, you know, the vine's moving back and forth, and then that's how you get through a section. There's definitely a lot of directions that you could take a level, and while a simple level isn't inherently bad, and I don't think that this level is inherently flawed for being simple, I do think that there is a lot of room for this level to grow, pun intended, into something a lot more developed. Visually, the level looked pretty neat. Come to think of it, there were burners at the start which were pretty cool. I don't really understand why those went away. Even if they were only for aesthetics, it was still a very interesting choice for a jungle theme that you don't see often, and I was looking forward to seeing more of those. You used semi-solids very well, and you did a good job of sort of seamlessly incorporating the transition from one semi-solid to the next, because, as you know, semi-solids can only be like, I think 2 screens high or something. So, of course, you will necessarily have to include some breaks in those semi-solids, and you did a good job of using those to serve both a gameplay and aesthetic purpose. You lined them with bridges and tracks as well, which is very nice. Overall, this level just looks very nice. It's pretty simple, straightforward to understand. Maybe there's a little more that could have been done to make it look more visually pleasing, but I don't think there's any problems with it visually. So yeah, on to the next level. Alright, this next level here is Seek Out Impa. Actually, I'm gonna get a drink of water. I will need water because a lot of talking, I'm gonna be thirsty. Alright, let's see. Alright, 9%, that's acceptable. So let's see here. So, alright, this level, first impressions, the thumbnail is really cute. I like that art a lot. And the title, it's stylized with the triangles. It's pretty good as well. Alright, on the path to Kakar, I'm sorry, to the village, a gigantic stone talus stands in your way. Great description as well. This level leaves a very strong first impression, and the like to play ratio is very good as well. So, let's go. Whoa, what was that sound effect? Okay, right off the bat, these are really cool aesthetics. I assume this is like a tower that you climb in Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna paraglide away, not very far. Okay, wonder why there's a spike there. Imagine that there's probably a hidden block behind this. No? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. There's like a hidden block mechanism. I will have to look into how that works because... Oh. Because I do not really know how you did that actually. I guess this spike is there so that I can die? I don't know. I should have gotten another sword. Oops. And I guess also moving forward, there's probably going to be more of these like P-block puzzles. I'll just damage boost that. This is interesting. That would be much easier with the sword. And those are some pretty challenging jumps. I guess I'll try the alternate path. So what is... Here, can you go in this pipe? You hit it with the bomb? Oh, I see. I guess if you're like a super expert speedrunner or something, you could take that path. But I'm just gonna do the easy baby way. Huh. Dude, get in the hole. Alright, what do I need the star for? I don't want to like despawn the star, but I'll just take it. Oh, hold on. Let me do that. Well, that star didn't really get much use. Oh, that was too bad. I think the bomb will still reach it there. Yeah. Oh, okay, let me go in the door. It's interesting that you have to like explore, I guess, to get that checkpoint. Oh, you can go in the pipe. Okay. Okay, so you... Whoa. Oh, I see. So this is supposed to be the Stone Talus. Because we got the Stone Talus music. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Playing. That's fine. I'll probably... That is a little obnoxious, though, I will say. Because I can't get over it. And he killed my swords as well. That was a banger, though. Really impressed. Oh, and we killed the Stone Talus. Good for us. Alright, maybe I don't need the 1-ups. Whoa. Oh, cute. You made it play this music instead. Wait, where are we? It's been a really long time since I've played Breath of the Wild, so I have no idea. I guess this is the village. Yeah, this is very cute. Alright. Cool. Alright. Nice. Really good level. Yeah, really good level overall. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I think that I'll probably be putting this in best picks because it did a... I mean, okay, I'll just start out with this because this was, I think, the level's strongest suit. The level's visuals go far beyond even, like, great visuals. They were just excellent. The level is so beautiful. Everything was... Even, like, as someone who is, like, I'm familiar with Breath of the Wild, but I'm not, like, a huge... Like, I'm not, like, that big of a player of it. I played it for a little while, but I never even finished it overall. But even then, I was able to more or less understand what was going on. The gameplay of the level, it leaves some to be desired. For the most part, you just kind of... Like, it felt like I was kind of just bumbling forward, trying out the paths to see what happens, but without much of actually having any direction or purpose, which is also kind of how Breath of the Wild plays, so I think you did a good job emulating that. But this isn't Breath of the Wild, this is a Mario game. So it did slightly impact the experience because it was a bit, I guess, just like when I play a Mario level, I'm not wanting to get lost the way I do in Breath of the Wild. But that's not a big deal because I was never really lost. It was more just, I guess this could also be a weakness of the visuals, but there was almost, the visuals were almost so much that it was often difficult to actually understand exactly where I was supposed to go or what to do. because the more I guess effort you put into making a level look nice, it is possible to go overboard, because when you put a lot of stuff on the screen, that is a lot of information for the player to receive. Every single block you put is a piece of information, and you should also consider that big swaths of the same thing is one piece of information. So if you put like a 4x6 block and it's all just ground, then that can be that's much quicker to read and understand what that is than a 4x6 block, but every single block is a different block. So instead of it all being ground, it's like ground and hard block and brick block and question block and cloud block. That's a lot more information, and as such it takes longer to process it. And I think that's why going through the level I was getting a bit lost and confused, because there's so much decoration that it takes a lot longer for me to process what is decoration and what is actually serving a gameplay function. So while I do think the level is really gorgeous, the decoration does unfortunately make the gameplay a bit difficult to decipher. And also the gameplay itself, for the most part, you just kind of go through and stab a few enemies. There's not a whole lot going on, and that's not inherently a bad thing, because I think this level was focused a lot more on the visuals. And oh yes, so the Stone Talus boss music was amazing. Highlight of the level. The boss itself was also fine, I guess. You just fight a bullet bill launcher that launches big spike balls at you, which is probably the best you can really do to emulate Stone Talus, because I guess the only other option would be like Giant Bowser, which I would rather people stop using those in most levels. So yeah, great job overall. And on to the next level. Alright, so the next level in the queue is the Swamp Tunnel. MPO. Mario Party 0. K4G. Alright, so 12% clear rate, that's good. Let's get everything set up. Alright, so first impressions with this level. Let's see here. So Bowser wanted to harvest rare roots and mushrooms, but the water interfered. Alright, good. We got a little bit of story going on here. That's pretty cool. The thumbnail is a pretty good shot of what the level has to offer as well. There's enough going on that it's pretty dynamic, but, you know, it's not like cluttered. It doesn't seem random. So overall, good first impression. Let's jump right into it. Right, I think this might just be personal preference, but I don't like when the semi-solid, the bottom of it, lines up with the ground. I usually put it one below the ground so that there's not like a thick black line right there. No secret? Or maybe there's a hidden block right here. No? That would have been a nice place, you know, put a 10 coin up here or something. Not a big deal. Alright, so we got a very lethargic platformer here. Nice, I like that. Okay, so this is you've definitely chosen a very difficult concept to build a level around, because it's almost like a water level, but worse in terms of the idea. Like, the water levels are very slow paced, but here it's very slow paced, but it's also awkward because you're jumping in and out of the water. But so far I'm pretty impressed with how you've managed it. You've, stepped up the difficulty, included some optional challenges. Although this one's been reused like 3 times by now, so maybe a little more creativity with that one. Oops. But yeah, adding the vines is a good mix-up. Adding the moving saw blades. Overall, like, for what seems like a bad concept, you've done a great job at making it more interesting, and that's the level. Alrighty. So let's see here. The level itself, as I mentioned, I think that the concept is a bit flawed inherently, but you did a really great job of making it like interesting, I guess, because as I said before, when you're walking in the just wading through the water, you move slowly, but then you also have to deal with the awkward jumping in and out of the water and changing momentum. That can be a bit annoying to deal with, and it's personally one thing that I try to avoid whenever I make forest levels. So it's really cool that you decided to take that idea and build a level out of it. That said, the level explored the gimmick well by increasing the length of the jump and throwing in vines into the mix. But I definitely think that maybe the concept just didn't have too much expansion potential to begin with. Maybe this could have been a good background gimmick to a more interesting main gimmick. Like maybe trying to focus more on the fish or the saw blades or the vines or something, because I think those gimmicks have a bit more room for expansion, and then just having the wading through water be more in the background instead of the forefront. Visually, I think the level looked excellent. There was a really good meshing between the mushroom platforms and the semi-solid platforms. I don't really have any complaints with how the level looked. And yeah, there's not a whole lot to say because the level was pretty short as well. Maybe for the best because, again, it's a fairly lethargic platforming experience. But yeah. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Alright, next one is Steampunk Stronghold. It's a bit harder than most other traditional levels. Well, I guess we'll see if it's gonna get a play or not. I don't want to be like skipping a ton of levels, but the queue needs to be cut down. Alright, that looks kind of low. Oh, 3% though. That's good. I'm going to play through that. So let's get it all set up. I have a notes sheet that I'm logging everything in, or logging all the timestamps in. Alright, so what are my first impressions of this level? Well, I do like the title. It's got alliteration, and it's also pretty interesting. Like, Steampunk and Stronghold are not the most common of words, so I like that. Spikeball base SMW level, that's a bit harder than other standard levels. Fairly straightforward description. I think it could be more creative, but it's not like that important really. Same with the thumbnail. It's a pretty good action shot, but there is kind of a lot of empty space in the middle of it, which makes it a bit hard to actually see the action because all the action is around the edge of the screen instead of the center. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright. That was interesting. Maybe I was seeing things, but it looked like the dude... I'm gonna disagree with that one. It looked like the wrench dude, yeah, the wrench dude drilled up. I didn't know they did that. That's really cool. Alright. Whoa. Alright, I like that. How cute that I killed... Oh. Alright, that is indicated with coins. Was he on screen? Yeah, he was. I just wasn't paying attention. Okay, is there some guy up there? There's like a gap up there, but no guy. I'll bet if I ride on top of the thwomp, I'll find a secret. But yeah, as you can see, there's a reason that I'm skipping over levels that have higher than 2% or lower than 2% clear rates. Oh, he had a parachute, okay. That actually kind of makes it a bit tougher. Like, that is really tough to do without a damage boosting. But you're rewarded with a 50 coin, that seems proportional. Oh my god. I could kill the dry bones. Oh wow. He lives. Oh. This dry bone is quite determined to live. He's like throwing bones and dodging the thwomp. Wow. I bet that would crush me. Phew. Just avoided death. Yeah, there's quite a bit going on in this one though. So I'm having to focus. I will say I like the visual style of this level a lot. There's a consistent use of these pipes and these semi-solids, although there is also like quite a bit of visual variety. So like it kind of looks like I'm going between different environments. Okay, cool. So like at least 2 semi-solids plus mushroom stems plus tracks and hanging pipes. I can not do that. I don't want you. I should have checked that top one. Alright. You gonna spit another one out? There we go. I like how you slowed it down to give me time to get, I guess, catch my breath. Oh, there's nothing up there. I mean, I'll just play it the intended way, but I think I could just damage boost that if I wanted to. I'm glad I didn't damage boost. No hidden block there? Oh, he's gonna wake up. Wait, how do you get up there? Oh, you can make that, I think. Yeah, now we got hanging bridges, hanging pipes. Oh, I'm running low on time. Yeah, there's I think a lot of different paths you could have taken. I'm not going to explore all of them just because I'm low on time, but I feel like I kind of have a general idea what I would be getting myself into. Alright, yeah, so I don't need you. Nah, too hasty. Uh-oh. Wow, okay. I forgot where the last checkpoint was, so if I get to the end with a mushroom, oh wow, got sent far back. I think another checkpoint would have been nice, but I don't know if there's really enough content to actually warrant another checkpoint. Oh, oops. Alright. good thing those lasers don't stay out for long. Yeah, there probably should be a hidden block there. That's generally how they're not necessarily indicated, but people like to do it that way. I'll try... Oh, I forgot he was there. Yeah, vertical levels, they have the unfortunate side effect that you cannot really see where you're going. So that Goomba, like, a bit cheap because not really a way I would have reacted to that if I'm doing just playing it normally without going very slow. Okay, so that's what you're intended to do, presumably. Oh, wow, I just cannot get through that section without taking hits. Oh, yeah, I talked about it and then I just immediately forget that he's there. Don't worry, with a 3% clear rate, that means the average person took like 33 tries to beat it. So I don't think I have taken 33 tries yet, which means I'm still above average. But yeah, this is definitely more difficult. I wouldn't say it's necessarily unfair, except for like maybe that Goomba. But it certainly is like quite challenging for a traditional style level. Oh, hello there. Alright, I'm taking you with me. I'm gonna kill that Goomba. I was looking up would at least like move the camera up. I think I made it worse because these guys follow you around. I'll try the left path this time. Why not? Oh, no. Oh my god. Get out of there, you. Yeah, also, like, these sorts of jumps, it's not a big deal, but it would be nice if that were one block lower so that I wouldn't need to get a running start to make it. It's just like, it doesn't really seem like it adds anything to require me to, like, run a tiny bit. And it just is, like, extra work. Oh, here's the thumbnail. Neato. Oh, cool. Yeah, cape is definitely a helpful power-up. And I think with this I can just like more or less damage boost the rest of the level. Yeah, whatever. Well, I want to at least keep a power-up to that last room, so I'll be a little more careful. Okay, yeah. I think I'm probably not going to beat it this attempt, unfortunately. Because these spike balls... I also think that, like, do they necessarily need to be small? Because the small spike balls are, technically speaking, twice as hard to land on as the big ones because they're half the size. And I don't necessarily think that the level benefits from the added difficulty of them being small. I imagine it's probably easier to make the mechanisms because they fit and don't like destroy the blocks, they just hit them. But otherwise, I think that the small spike balls could potentially be used for like bonus challenges, but aren't really necessary for the main part of the level to function. Well, for here, okay, it makes sense. This path is probably easier. Also, I spun jump right into that piranha plant because the cape like goes above me on the way down, but I didn't realize that wasn't the case all the time. Yeah, there's another spot that's like, I don't think it really benefits the level to require me to jump right there, or to like do a little running start. So it would have been good to keep that a little lower. And you know what, I'm just gonna damage boost this. Bruh, oh my god. I guess that's what I get for trying to damage boost it. Alright, there we go. And looky there, we did it. Legit. Alright, so overall, the level wasn't bad, but I think that both visually and from a gameplay perspective, it suffered from just having too many ideas. You used all 3 types of semi-solids, plus a neat gimmick with the pipes and tracks, plus hanging bridges, plus mushroom stems, and then from a gameplay there were just a very wide variety of enemies and obstacles. The level definitely could have honed a lot more in on the spike ball riding mechanic, and sort of going along with that, I think that the added difficulty of using small spike balls instead of big spike balls doesn't really benefit the level. It doesn't make the challenge more interesting. It just makes it more difficult because the hitbox for where you land is smaller. I do think that the iteration on the idea was good though. You had some parts where you had to bounce over stuff, some parts where, like at the end, where you had to stay low so you couldn't just hold the jump button. I thought that was good. And then the platforming itself was fine. It was fun to go through. There wasn't anything I felt was super cheap. I just think that the huge abundance of ideas made the level feel very unfocused. And same like visually, I think that the pipe and tracks gimmick is really cool. And I think if you focused only on the pipes, tracks, and then maybe limiting yourself to only one type of semi-solid, could have gone a long way in making the level feel a bit more immersive. Or if you want to make it look like a stronghold, where maybe you go in and out of the stronghold, having a different visual style for the main and subworld could also be good. Although you would have to keep it consistent internally as well, because the visual style of the level sort of changed depending on where you went, and there didn't seem to be a specific reason for why this happened. And as a result, and this also applies to the gameplay, each individual section looked really good, but as a cohesive product, it feels sort of disjointed. So yeah, there you go. On to the next level. So what have we got? Welcome to the Sky High Machine. So 4HC. Oh my god. FQP. MOG. Dude, my Pro controller is drifting actually. And it's very annoying. It doesn't really affect gameplay that much. Oh, did I enter that right? I probably didn't. I messed these codes up a lot. Yeah, I got it mixed up with the one below it. NVF. Okay. Alright, oh, I think we played one by Best Lizard recently. Alright, welcome to the Sky High Machine. Oh wait, hold on, I need to log this. Alright, welcome to the Sky Fi Machine. I messed that up. Welcome to the Sky High Machine. The Thwomps build an improved machine, and Lemmy finds a new use for it. Okay, so the title's good. The description has a grammatical error. The thumbnail's looking pretty nice, though. It's an interesting action shot. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright. I like it. You're like entering the airship. It's pretty cool. Oh, I forgot to check the clear rate. Well, I mean, based on the last level, there isn't probably much to say. Oh, I thought he went higher up than that. I am assuming I can just run. Alright, okay, that's good. So, like, use this to scroll up, and then have the challenge happen. That's very good vertical level design. Oh. Okay, so you can't run past these guys. I don't know if there's really a way that could have been indicated. I wish I would have known that. I feel like I should have just figured that out though, because they were pretty close. But yeah, this is good vertical level design because you can kind of see what's coming before you actually have to deal with it. So can I run under them if I'm big? Yes. Yeah, this level looks very nice. And it plays very nicely as well. Maybe I could have run under that guy. Oh. Maybe not, because I would have gotten stuck. Okay, this first guy I can run under, I'm pretty sure. No. Oops. The second guy... We'll see. This guy, definitely not. Oh. Alright, so this level is based around thwomps and conveyor belts, and it's doing a good job iterating on it. Oh, now we got a sideways thwomp. There's a mix between like having to wait on different speeds of conveyors. There we go. Ah. Having to like bait them out, or sometimes you can just run by them. It's a good variety of gameplay, and it's interesting to think about each problem and how to solve it. So I'm very impressed with the design here. Oh, and it looks like we have sort of exited the airship, I guess, and are on the outside now. I wonder if you could like make it to that claw early whenever it's a bit low. Okay, so you can stay in those claws without getting grinded. Ah. Looks like there's more content to the right of this area as well. I can see a bit of a saw blade just peeking out the edge. Oh my god. I bet with maybe a pixel perfect jump or just damage boosting, you could probably skip that jump. Having the low ceiling, I mean, you use the slope there, so that's good. But that is a pretty tough jump, relatively speaking. Alright, so the theme sort of switched. Alright. Cool. I like the parachute. Presumably a jump over this dude. Wow, this was there a checkpoint earlier? Because that's kind of a long way to go without a checkpoint. Okay. It is nice that there's like these resettable areas as well. Wait, but you might be able to... I know you can fit there. I don't know if it's worth trying to cheese it. But I know that you can, in fact, fit on that one little area there. Or wait, can you? Maybe it's only if the ground is like one higher than it is right now. Whoa, we just got launch right there. Alright. Those level's still going. Ah. Hopefully a checkpoint's coming up soon. Oh, he's coming with us, I guess. That's kind of funny that that can happen. I don't know if that was intentional. Okay, so the level's theme, it's like you're keeping the thwomps, but you've introduced like quite a few supporting gimmicks alongside the thwomps. And I think that this level, a bit more simplicity would have helped a lot. Because, like, claws, you introduced them, did some cool things with them, but never seen again. Conveyor belts, haven't seen one of those. Oh, well, you know, spoke too soon, I guess. Sorry about that. I was kind of thinking the level's been going on a while, so I thought that I was gonna get to the boss next. Even then, though. Oh, hello there. Even then, though, the level does have, like, a lot of different gimmicks. Conveyor belts, claws, grinder. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Dude. Oh no. Conveyor belt momentum screwed me. I'm glad there was a checkpoint because this level is pretty long. I think that you used like basically all of the vertical space available. Okay, well I guess I'm damage boosting it. But I think it's also kind of long because of sections like this where you're like waiting for thwomps. Ah. Alright, sure. Oh. Just impatient. It's again like getting impatient, just having to keep waiting for thwomps over and over. But that's kind of my own problem to deal with. Oh, there was a sound effect there. And I have the fire flower now too. This section's tricky. Because like the thwomp goes back. Actually not really. That's a fun section, I like that a lot. Oh, oh, I want that 10 coin. Alright, that's pretty funny. Please have a checkpoint. Oh my god. Alright, I'll just have to run. Thank you. Oh good, it's not progressive, that's nice. Appreciate that. Oh, this is interesting. So Lemmy is more just a supporting gimmick. This Boom Boom is the actual boss. And it makes it very, very difficult to just combo Boom Boom. Ah, whoa. Impressive teamwork by the two bosses. If I just kind of camp the middle, there's not too much that Lemmy... Oh, I really cannot stand conveyor belt momentum in this... I'm just gonna die. I really cannot stand conveyor belt momentum in this game, though. Because you kind of just... If you walk in the direction of the conveyor belt and then jump, you just go flying, even if you don't want to. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to jump on Boom Boom, and I walked just for like a split second on the conveyor belt. This is definitely like a very challenging fight. Also, Boom Boom's trajectory is so dumb. It's like you jump over him, but you have to like adjust in midair if you want to actually bounce on him. But I don't want to go anywhere outside of the center of the arena, because if you do, you also have to deal with Lemmy's balls, and then things just become too overwhelming. I wouldn't say this is necessarily an unfair boss fight, but it is a very challenging boss fight just due to the amount of stuff that there is to deal with. I just suicided there because there's just no way I'm gonna make it if I only have one hit on Boom Boom and he has two on me. What was he even aiming at? Ah. Okay, I can damage boost one hit to him though. And I didn't even need to that time. Oh. Oh wait, so I guess I fight Lemmy now? Okay. I do like this boss fight quite a bit now that I've seen that it has two phases. That is like a really cool boss fight idea, I love that. Whoa! Cute ending there. Kind of get on the top of it. Alrighty, so what were my thoughts on that level? I really liked it overall. I definitely felt like the level, it had like a lot of different gimmicks in it, which made it not necessarily disjointed because there still was a common theme of having to carefully manage your timing and momentum to not go flying to your death or get crushed by a thwomp. And the thwomps were very consistently present throughout the whole level. However, I think the number of supporting gimmicks was quite high. Like, so you had thwomps, I think, was the main gimmick, but you had conveyor belts and claws and grinders and moving platforms as well. And that's 4 different supporting gimmicks that I felt, although were used well, you definitely could have limited it to just 1 or 2 of those and it would have been just as good, because the level is quite long and I don't think it needed to be as long as it was, because the gimmicks were all developed pretty thoroughly. And if you had fewer gimmicks, the level would have been shorter, but it would have been shorter but also sweeter. You know, I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you eat too much cake, you kind of get a stomach ache. Yeah, though, that's my general thoughts on the gameplay. I also think that certain gimmicks, so that you spend quite a bit of the level only using thwomps and conveyor belts, and then, like, much later in the level, I guess relatively speaking, it's not that late into the level, but you introduce the claws and the platforms and then sort of combine them together, which is pretty cool. But I think that if you are going to have more supporting gimmicks, then introducing them sooner in the level will help establish them better so that they don't feel like they're coming out of the blue. Because to an extent, the introduction of claws and saws did feel a little out of the blue, and then the introduction of moving platforms was an additional layer that also kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. That's not to say that they were used poorly, just that they were unexpected. And then the boss fight was really cool. The conveyor belt momentum is a bit frustrating to deal with, and that's not really your fault as the level creator. But it was more like combining conveyor belt momentum with like kind of, it's not janky, but it is a little frustrating dealing with flying boom booms because of his odd trajectories, and then Lemmy's balls all combined together to make a really cool but mildly frustrating mechanic. But having the boss fight transition from Boom Boom and then you go up to the top and fight Lemmy, that was such a cool effect that I don't think I've ever seen anyone do before. So I was really impressed with that and loved it so much. Yeah, I think most people, you would have killed Boom Boom and then you'd go to the end of the level, but you went the extra mile, so good work with that. Overall, oh yes, visually speaking, the level looked very nice. It had a consistent style throughout. It felt like I was climbing a large flying, well, sky machine. So good on that. The different areas, some of them were more sparse than others, which makes sense because perhaps you were going in and out of the machine. But yeah, I don't really have much to say visually because it was very clean and polished looking. Yeah, overall though, I thought this was a really good level that just maybe overstayed its welcome a bit. So, on to the next one. Okay, so the next level in the queue is called Uno Mas Pastry Phasing. Alright, 26M. Bruh. My drift went down one more. PC4. Emoji. Okay, oh, that's a very high clear rate. Anyways, alright, 112.50. So, alright, first impressions, this level looks pretty interesting, I guess. Based off DGR's Uno Mas series. Have fun with this bug. I mean, Uno Mas levels just show off a glitch. There isn't a whole lot to say. The thumbnail, I think, because Uno Mas levels, I guess I shouldn't judge it too early because I don't actually know what the content of the level is. But because Uno Mas levels are generally here to show off a glitch, it's the like aesthetics and visual flair of the level is a lot more important because just showing off a glitch in and of itself is pretty neat, but the glitches can be elevated to have a much more comedic effect if you use sound effect, and the level as a whole can just be made more enjoyable by having it look nice. And the thumbnail looks very strange, like it's like a frame, I guess. It's not necessarily bad, it's interesting, but it's also it's got like one tile thick ground, which just looks weird. But that's a kind of a harsh first impression, honestly, and I don't think it's gonna reflect too much in the level. Let's see what we got here. But yeah, so I guess this is kind of what I was saying though, is whenever levels have like one tiny room in the corner where you like exit one door and go through a pipe or something like that, it's a very boring transition from one area to the next because the entire area is filled with ground. And I think it's important whenever making a level look visually nice to strike a balance between having places be decorated and having places that are empty space that don't really have any decoration. And this level, I guess, is too full because there's ground everywhere. And just making this first area a little bit more open, maybe putting a little decoration like a tree or something, could have just been a nice touch. But yeah, let's see what the glitch is. Oh, okay. Cool. And then you get a bunch of coins, it's fun. Alright, yeah, there's not a whole lot to say, really. I mean, the glitch itself was cool, I guess. But yeah, there's in terms of gameplay, if the only thing there is the glitch, then whether or not you enjoy it just depends on whether or not you like seeing glitches, which I will say, it's pretty funny to see yourself phase through it. But as a whole, it doesn't really do all that much for me. Like, I think that, just adding some sound effects there or putting more effort into making the level look nicer visually, because the level visually is pretty bland. There's a lot of, so the first room was like just full of ground, and then the second room kind of had a lot of empty space. Not a lot of coins. There was, of course, a sort of funny coin area at the end, but I don't really know what you're hoping to get out of a review of an Uno Mas level because there isn't much content to review. I'm sorry that this review wasn't exactly all that great, I guess, but there just isn't really that much to say because the level sets out to just show a funny glitch, and that's what it does. So good job with that, I guess. Anyways, on to the next level. Alright, so the next level is called My First Level. So I'm pretty sure this guy is like an established level creator based off of the name profile. So this might be like an intentionally bad level, but I can't judge it yet. So I'm gonna put it in 8YW. Oh my god, I can't do the tech. The speed typing tech. XFG. Yeah, I am struggling to type. Let me double check the code. 8YW 2JX. Is that a J? Yeah, that's a J. XFG. Okay, so the code doesn't work, so level gets the X. Easy. Alright. Next level, Ludwig's Firebal Switchboard. Missing an L there. Again, I'm just setting on my dock a bit so that whenever I do need to put the timestamps in, they're ready to go. Alright, so 8KM 2P2Q 3PGE. Alright. 1:18:55. Alright, so Ludwig's Firebal Switchboard. No description, thumbnails, like just the start of the level, not much going on, and the title has a typo in it. There's no L. There should be 2 L's in Fireball. So not the most promising first impression, but you can't judge a book by its cover, and let's just get into it. Oh, okay, so the level went from like very bland and like nothing at the start to actually looking pretty nice. Yeah, this is a pretty neat gimmick, I like it. Right, so you hit it, and you bring it over, oops, and you want to make sure you have it on the correct setting, I guess, so that you can, have it destroy everything. Cool, I like that. Oh, can you reset if you mess up? It looks like you can't. Oh, and he even like respawns. So yeah, if you mess up, you can reset. That's nice. I like the use of the mushroom stems to help with the semi-solids. Actually, wait, so right here, you can see the two semi-solids, like the edge of one. It looks kind of ugly. That would have been a much better spot to put the mushroom stem. And that's actually a pretty common use of the mushroom stems, is to cover up the edges of semi-solids. I do wish that you could just place them as wide as you want. Whoa. Alright, this is picking up the pace with the Firebal switchboard. So, something that I haven't seen yet that maybe I should have, or maybe it'll be the next room, who's to say? But there haven't been any reason. Oh, okay, I think I'm safe here. There haven't been any reasons to not hit the on-off switch. Can I get hit? Oh, well, now I have to do the whole level again. But yeah, why is there nothing here? Like, why doesn't the level just start in a castle? I guess it's because maybe this is the sky world of your super world. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, having just a little bit more substance at the start can go a long way. But yeah, like basically just once he exits one of the switches, you can just hit the on-off block. I don't really need to think about whether or not I actually need to hit it yet. Possibly coming up there'll be some spot where like I need to not hit it so that he doesn't change tracks. But yeah, right here I'm just changing it when he's done. If this doesn't have a mushroom, wow, I am really committed to what is probably like a 1-up. But considering how hard that jump already is, it's probably worth it, whatever's in there, unless it is just a 1-up. Alright, third time's the charm. That's a 1-up mushroom. Okay. Wow, this is a bit tricky. Especially like no power-up makes this extra dangerous. Alright, so I guess we're gonna go to the sky and get a key from Ludwig. Oh! Oh dear. Okay, that's a bit cheap. Oh my god, there's so many fireballs. Yeah, so this has quite a bit going on, and with bosses, it's really easy to just like throw a ton of stuff into an arena, but like, look at how much I have to think about. There's so many fireballs that are going in so many different directions, and with them constantly changing too, it's like impossible to keep track of them because they're moving so fast. I think maybe if you had fewer fireballs and took the wings off of them, it could have been a lot better. Like maybe have 2 big fireballs that don't have wings, and yeah, 2 fireballs that don't have wings, and then they're like big though, like put a mushroom in them, it would be much easier to keep track of it. And right here, it's just the fact that there's so much to keep track of, I feel like makes the difficulty artificially increased, because there's no way a human is going to be able to keep track of all of this information. I did not mean to ground pound there. At least the checkpoint's there though. If the checkpoint wasn't there, this would be like way more brutal. Like, I'm not even sure what the best strategy there is. My guy. You need to chill. It really seems like camping in the corner where, because the corner is the only spot the fireballs can't reach, is actually this gonna be the play. The problem is getting to the corner is a challenge in and of itself. Ah, okay. Yeah, I got a bit impatient there. Trying to go for Ludwig when there's opportunities to, but again, there's just so many fireballs and the tracks go all over the place. It is just impossible to keep track of all of that. Dude, come on. Alright, so I think there's some randomness to his like homing. Like sometimes he shoots the middle shot directly at you, and other times he shoots it a little above you. Or below me, I guess. No, it's not safe. There we go. Alright, now I just gotta get to the pipe! Oh my god. So close. If I could just, like, get to Ludwig with a mushroom, then it's game over. Alright. I think I missed an opportunity. Left side might be better if I'm able to get there because it's closer to the pipe. But right side is where Ludwig starts, which means I can actually like reach him. If he doesn't just shoot me in the face, that is. Did I forget to check the clear rate of this level? Because I feel like this is quite challenging. Oh, maybe just bomb rushing Ludwig is the best option. Alright, to the left now. Whoa! I guess he doesn't want to get close. Of course there's a fireball there to defend him. Oh, hey, nice. Well, I think I'm too tall now, so I might get hit by a fireball if I try to... Well, if I don't just get hit by Ludwig first. Alright, it's game over for him now. He even destroyed his own fire, that's nice. Don't shoot me in the face. Oh, there we go. But see, that like honestly felt more like luck. Like there was obviously some, oh, of course. Then there's no checkpoint too, so I better not die to this. There's no checkpoint between that and the boss, so now I have to do the boss fight again. Why would you do that? That's frustrating. Also, like, it's weird that the boss isn't the final challenge of the level, but is rather like the middle challenge of the level. I guess if the ending is supposed to be like a chase sequence, that would make sense though. But even then, in that case, it would have been cool if Ludwig was part of that chase sequence. Not really sure the best way to go about that is. Oh, alright, you know, that's fine. I guess we'll just have to reset the boss fight. Oh, it starts in the off configuration. That makes things interesting. I actually wonder... Okay, so I'm gonna go maybe back and see if there's a switch anywhere I can hit. No, there's no way. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna, like, wait for it to hit the switch. Oh, wait, oh, it just broke it. It didn't hit the switch. Okay, I'm gonna, like, wait for it to hit the switch. And I'm gonna go back in. And then I'm gonna bomb rush Ludwig. Because, yeah, that looks a bit easier to deal with. Okay. Well, I guess I got a bit better, a little easier to deal with, perhaps. Even then, so my choices were either get shot in the face or jump into a fireball. I think that theoretically I could have gone around it as well, if I just jumped over everything, but that's too much information to keep track of. That's just the main idea with this boss fight. Alright, into the pipe. And time for a chase sequence that doesn't have a checkpoint before it. Oh my god. Why did I even slow down? What on earth? What is up there? What on earth is up there? There's something up there. Wait, I gotta make sure there's no shenanigans going on. That's interesting. Yeah, there's like a pipe up there. It's dropping fireballs on me? Why Why is that there? I don't really... I think if I could get up there, that would make the fight easier because I could just camp up there and then jump on Ludwig when he jumps. But getting up there seems very challenging. How long have I been playing this level for? 1925. I've been playing it for about 15 minutes now, which is longer than I would want to be spending on these levels because I'm just trying to get through the queue quickly because there's just a lot of levels in it right now. My dude does not want to approach me. That is... I'm going to take that as an insult that Ludwig just doesn't want to have anything to do with me. Although I guess if I am trying to kill him, that would make sense. It's weird that he like jumps towards me now, though. Is it? Oh my god. I'm really like wondering if it is possible to just bomb rush him because I don't think I've been able to do it without damage. Maybe one time I did it. Dude, why? Also, apologies, my chair is kind of creaky. It's just like an old office chair. It's not like a pro gamer chair or a couch. So if I like move around, oh, there we go. If I like move around, it'll sometimes creak. So if you're hearing like noises, that's probably what it is. Okay, I guess not. Oh, he turned around on me because he got switched. I was actually paying attention to the fireball, but I wasn't paying attention to the skewer. I should really be on the left side. It's okay, we'll live. Or I, the human being, will live, but Toad will not. Yeah, so if you're very precise, you can make it. And okay. Alright, this is looking very promising because the third hit... Actually, I still will want to not damage boost if I can, because then I can use my extra hit in the chase sequence. Alright, this better be the end of the level though, or at least have a checkpoint afterwards if it's not. Up? Oh. Oh, there's indication of where you need to go through. Was I missing that before? Maybe I was. Okay, I saw the flag. Level's done. I'm not playing it anymore. I'm not playing it anymore. I saw the flag. I've seen enough of the level, I think. So, I'm sorry that I'm not clearing it, but I saw the flagpole. There's no more level. So yeah, so this level overall it started out with an interesting gimmick where you're switching the fireballs back and forth, and I think that the gimmick was used kind of well in the boss fight. I liked that you at least kept it consistent throughout the whole level of fireballs on tracks. I think there's maybe a little more you could have done at the start with the gimmick, like having parts where maybe there's multiple fireballs that you need to keep track of, or parts where you want to actually not hit the on-off block instead of just hitting it every single switch. But yeah, overall, like just in terms of content, the level is relatively short, so the length of the level more just comes from the level being very challenging than it does from the amount of content there. The boss fight was very frustrating because there's, I think, like 6 fast-moving fireballs on a sort of randomly shaped track. I know the track isn't random and it was like symmetric, but it felt random because the switching back and forth, while I do like that you used the gimmick again, it made it nearly impossible to keep track of where the fireballs were, and as such it really made it feel like a lot of artificial difficulty for that boss fight. And then to follow up the boss fight with another 2 sections where you can pretty easily die as kind of the icing on the cake in terms of frustration, because you get through a very difficult boss fight and then there's no checkpoint, and then you have to go through a chase sequence where if you die you have to fight the boss again, and there's also not even another power up for the chase sequence, so you're most likely going to be going through it small. And then also in the final room at the flagpole, there's like a gap, and then the twisters are very janky, so I would not be surprised if other people die in a similar way that I did. Visually, I think the level looked pretty good. The uses of semi-solids and mushrooms made a very appealing looking area, and I like how you use the hard blocks to make 90-degree pipes. Visually, I don't have too much to say about the level aside from that there's some sections, like right here actually, where you can see that there probably should be a mushroom platform used right here to just obscure the edge of the semi-solid. It would be consistent with the rest of this level's theming and can be used to clean up what is otherwise a kind of messy looking thing visually. But yeah, so there you go. I hope that this was helpful, and on to the next level. Alright, the next level is Loop. You just got Coconut Mauled. I'm feeling pretty confident that that's just a troll level. I'm honestly gonna just look it up in the level viewer right now because I don't want to waste any time playing like a level that's designed to be frustrating or take like 20 minutes. The one after that is World 1 Jungle Woods Airship Jungle Run Airship. Okay, well actually the clear rate for that one is 9%. And I mean, I don't want to get like spoiled too much, so I'm actually not going to really look at it in the viewer much more than I just did. So actually we'll just play Coconut Mall. Unoptimal. Alright, 3SG. Loop, you just got coconut. Oh wait, hold on, let me get the timestamp. Alright, Loop, you just got coconut mauled. Like Grarg. It's pretty funny. I like the thumbnail. If this is a troll level, then it's honestly pretty funny. The titles, I imagine this is going for a chaotic vibe, so let's just get into it. A very strong first impression, not necessarily positive nor negative. Hold up. Alright, I'm holding up. AW? What? Aww. Go right, not up? Okay. Again, sorry about my chair creaking. So I guess I want to hold right. And the P-switch probably gonna get... What is going on? Those P-switches are like disappearing. That's weird. Yes. Oh. What on earth? Wait at start. Oh my god, really? Okay. Here we go. And then there's the thumbnail. Alright, that's pretty funny. That is actually really funny. See what's gonna be going. I guess a custom scroll, but there we are. Okay. Oh, and then I go in a door or something. Hold up. There's a door somewhere. I don't know where exactly. There we go. Oh! What the... Oh, and then the scroll is going to be more upwards. Kinda. Oh, so now it's different, I guess? Is this... Okay. So I guess I can go in here now? One of these pipes? Is the flagpole like here or something? Oh. Yeah, okay. There we go. 148.18. So yeah, that was certainly a level. That was really funny, I'm not gonna lie. I like that a lot. I will not be surprised if this level gets taken down though, because that was very sus. Those teleporting P-switches. I'm actually gonna pull this back up in the level viewer just to see like what was going on there, because wow, that was really something. I had initially pulled the level viewer up because I thought this was a troll level and I didn't want to spend like 30 minutes playing a troll level. And I mean, this is kind of a troll level, but it was a short and sweet troll level, which I really appreciate. So, let's see, there's like hidden blocks that get hit. Oh, those are the vines. Okay. Yeah, I can only assume maybe this used like a black hole glitch or whatever that's called. I'm gonna probably maybe like DM you or something, because I just looking at this in the level viewer, I don't see anything that looks out of the ordinary. Nothing here is like, there's not weird stuff showing up. So yeah, good job on that. Visually, I mean, the level has a distinct style to kind of look stupid because it is kind of a stupid level, and it looked fine. I liked how you used tracks to frame the letters and the arrows and stuff, and multicolored pipes looked pretty as well. Honestly, there isn't much actually to say about a level like this. It's sort of like an Uno Mas level, but a lot more entertaining. Overall, I really liked it, and was very pleasantly surprised by the comedic value of a level like this. So good work overall. And with that, I think I'm going to do one more level in this big ol' session here, and then I'll call it that, because it's been a few hours. I might do more in a second video later this evening, but the last level is going to be some airship level, I guess. 62X. Oh, I messed that up. H8G. I hate G. Alright. Okay, so this is a popular... Oh, it's another one. Okay, we played one of his levels earlier. Okay, let me get the time. 1:51:19. Alright, so first impressions of this level. The thumbnail's looking kind of nice. There's not a whole lot going on, but I think it's probably going to be based around Mecha Koopas and whatnot. 1-4 Jungle Run Airship. World 1 Jungle Woods Airship Jungle Run Airship. Bit of a mouthful, the description, because it uses airship twice and jungle twice. But yeah, honestly, it's a pretty neutral first impression, so let's just get into it. So I guess this is maybe not a... What are the tags again? A standard theme. Okay, so I would have assumed it was going to be a speed run if it says Jungle Run. I do like these vines. They added... I mean, this is a jungle airship, so they make sense. I don't know what's with those one-ups. I mean, not necessarily complaining, especially if I was doing endless. But... Oh, of course. But they don't seem like an appropriate reward for basically doing nothing. Yeah, same with this. It's like, I didn't have to do any work for this coin room. I just kind of get it, which I bet some people like. But, you know, I feel like if you're going to have secrets like this, it would be nice to at least have it be proportional to the amount of work that you would have to do. Like, if you're going to hide a secret, this would have been a good place for one, because it takes some work to get up there. The vines mesh very well with the ropes. And so did the tracks. Alright, checkpoint already. Okay. I don't know how you get up there. It might be a power-up, or maybe I bring a friend. That would... Oh, airball. That would actually be interesting if somebody made a level that had secrets that are only accessible in multiplayer. Oh. Why is that not marked or indicated in any way? Wait, what? Okay, yeah, see, this is like a good secret, because you actually have to do a bit of work to get to it. But, like, I had to do work and I get 150 coin, versus doing basically no work and getting, like, a 50 coin and a heart and then a bunch of other coins and stuff. Oh. T? What is this? Oh. Oh yeah, oh, well that's unfortunate. I think generally if you're going to have pipes that you can go into, making them like be a different color. Oh, I like this boss fight. It's helpful, or having some other visual distinction, like putting track pieces on them. They're... Okay, I really like the idea for this boss fight. But it is also quite slow moving, which makes it... like, I don't know, a little bit boring, but the novelty of it more than makes up for it being a little bit slow-paced. And not every boss fight needs to be insane. The previous level, well no, 2 levels ago, had a boss fight that was quite the opposite, very fast-paced, and a lot going on. I think you really ought to strive for a good in-between of having enough going on so the boss fight feels like a good challenge to overcome, but not so much that you just cannot possibly keep track of what's going on. But yeah, what did I think of that level? Overall, I thought it was pretty nifty. The level itself, I guess it was also kind of focused on vines again, but also Mecha Koopas. There really wasn't too much interesting going on. Most of the enemies were used for their most basic functionality, and vines, the same deal. It's like you can climb on them, but there wasn't a whole lot of interesting development, which made the level, I imagine, again, like newer players would probably like it a lot, but for someone with more experience, it was pretty boring to go through. The secrets weren't really proportional to the amount of work you had to do to get them. The boss fight was really creative. I like the concept a lot. I think maybe having fewer POW blocks could have made it a bit shorter, which would have made it a little bit better so that there wasn't a lot of just sitting around and waiting for the wiggler to come close to you. But yeah, I think the boss fight was the highlight of the level just because it was very creative. Visually, I loved the usage of the vines with the airship theme. That's not something you see often, and it made the level look very unique and memorable. I don't have any visual complaints. It was consistent throughout the level, and it looked very nice. So good work with that. And with that, I think that concludes this first big ol' video of reviews. I will probably do another one of these unless the queue is like magically cleared in a day or something by other testers. But yeah, if you do want like more information or want to talk about the review or whatever, then just send me a direct message on Discord and I'd be happy to discuss more about maybe why I said certain things, more information about how I guess go about reviewing levels, or just follow-up questions. I'd be happy to help. And also, technically, the reviews are supposed to be like text reviews. So if you'd rather me write up a text review of your level instead of just doing the oral review like I did, then that's also fine by me. Just let me know and I'll do it for you. But yeah, I hope that this was helpful to all the creators.